What's up, everyone? So today I have Jack Friks in the house. He's pulling over 10K a month from his mom's basement. Which, by the way, are you getting out of that basement anytime soon, dude?
Actually, I am like next month, oddly enough.
Okay, good, dude. Yeah, I was thinking 10K a month, dude. You can definitely move out. It's time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys have probably seen him on X on Twitter, dropping gems about hitting 100K downloads with no ad spend and turning ideas into cash, which is really interesting. So thanks for coming on, dude. Really happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we said 10K a month from your mom's basement. Congrats on that, by the way. 10K a month is not easy. That's on two specific products, right? You're building a bunch of different things, but two of them are bringing in most of that revenue right now, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. So can you tell us a little bit about like the breakdown of, if as much as you'd like, kind of what's bringing the most money and what you're working on right now?
So right now, the thing that's bringing in most of my money is a social media scheduling tool that I made for myself to
Hmm.
promote my mobile apps. So basically, my mobile apps were doing pretty well, but I hit a wall scaling them, posting every day, and I wanted to automate that. So I started to automate it, and then everyone wanted my tool, and now that tool is making like 80% of all my income just because it's just been such a painful problem it's solving,
Right.
and that's basically most of my income right now because it's been my main focus.
Yeah. And so the tool is Postbridge. That's kind of the main one that's
Yeah,
driving most of the money. So it's post-bridge.com, right? So
yep.
people can check that out. Which is a sick product. I've been recommending it to a bunch of people. I've never used it, but I've been recommending it to a bunch of people. So that's cool. And then the app is Curiosity Quench, right?
Yes, yep, that's
Cool.
right.
And so
Mouthful,
tell us
but
about, how did you get into, so the first thing was the app, right?
yeah, yes.
Okay, and so you went from someone who didn't know how to code to shipping an app that made money. What happened there? Like, how did that work?
Basically, I started coding by just asking ChatGPT, like, hey, how do I build this thing that I want? Because I wanted it for myself. I wanted something to help me scroll less on my phone.
Hmm.
And like after like a few months of me like coming every day trying to figure out how the heck do I actually make something that can be useful, after 2 or 3 months I had a working product. I made a TikTok about it, and like people wanted it, so I put it out there. And
Hmm.
like then I just kept making videos about it. Like every day I would make like do marketing, what I would call is like my daily marketing, and I would make videos about it, and some would get views, and I ended up figuring out obviously what works better, what drives downloads. And that was like 8 months of me just iterating on content, and not even as much as I want to say it's because I made the app better. It's just because I started getting better at marketing that anything changed results wise, which is
Hmm.
really cool.
And so yeah, it's so funny that you say that, because now with how AI and everything is going with programming, now the differentiating factor is marketing, right? So it's funny you say that.
For sure.
Relating to that, I saw somewhere that you were getting 100K downloads with no ads, right? So can you, I know you just said you're just iterating over 8 months, but what's kind of the process towards like your daily marketing, right? How many videos are you posting on which platforms? What does that look like?
Yeah, so the most important thing that I found is to make, like, if you're trying to get content that drives downloads, but you want it to be organic. You don't want to pay ads. You don't want to push ads spend behind it, because
Hmm.
I mean, if you're someone like me, you don't have money for that, and you probably won't even succeed, because if it doesn't work organically, it's likely gonna not work very well paid. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't actually know that for a fact, but if I was someone who wanted to get 100,000 downloads again, or 100,000 more, and I did it for $0. Basically, the main thing you have to know is TikTok and Instagram are the two biggest platforms. Um, if you're not in the States, honestly, Instagram's your number one, because the geolocation on TikTok, it's just annoying to deal with. And the type of content you make is going to be very specific to whatever your thing is, whatever your app, whatever you're selling is. But it's really easy to find things that will work by just going in your niche on a new page. This is what I do every time. I made a few apps now and this works. Go on, like make a new page for your app, go on it, look up accounts in that area. So let's say it's like a food diary app. I'm going to look up clean eating. I'm going to look up Whole Foods. I'm going to follow those accounts. I'm going to scroll on my For You page for 20 minutes a day, save content that is already viral. It's proven to get likes and comments, and then recreate that content and put my app either in like a 2-second call to action at the end of the video, if it's really relevant, or just leave it in the comments and the caption. And that's going to drive, like, you can get hundreds of thousands of impressions and tens of thousands of people to your website or your app for free doing this. It's going to take time. It might take like 30 to 40 iterations of videos of figuring out what type of content really works in your niche, but it's $0 and you can do it like one video a day and you're going to get better. And that's exactly what I've done basically. And that once you find a format that works, you can just reuse that format over and over again.
Interesting. And so when you like mention your app, you don't ever use a link. You like add the name of the app, or you tell people to search for the app, right? I guess that also gives the app store some type of signal that people want that app, right?
Yeah, it does. It does definitely improve your ASO, which is like SEO for the app stores. And I just do it because like people don't want to click on a link if they're on their phone. They're more likely to actually just go type it in. But this also means it doesn't work as well for non-mobile app things. Like it works. You can. I got like 3,000 or signups before I had a mobile app to my web app using this method. But like it's just an extra step. People like going to the app store, so it makes it easier. I think it works better because they're on their phone consuming this content. But yeah, you could use a link, say like link in bio. That would work too if you have enough volume.
Interesting. And so are you focusing on creating like one account for your app, or is it you're just trying like 10 different accounts, or what's that? Yeah.
So if you're just like when I was just starting, and I would still say this, you should not make 10 accounts if you can't even get one account going. It just doesn't make sense. Like you're scaling 0 10 times, you're going to get 0 every time. So what I would say for everyone is just get an account that you have like actually working. You've hit 100,000 view videos organically, and then maybe consider branching off some of the formats you've seen do well and just like posting like 2 or 3 of that a day on these other accounts. You can make new accounts that are just basically another app page. Put like an _1. It doesn't matter. People don't care. They don't look at all your app pages. They just see the videos in their feed. But one at a time. Like I never made 10 accounts and warm them up at the same time. I just made one, get it going, then make another. It's a slow process, but because it's organic, you can't really rush it as much. You could, but for most people, I think you're just gonna end up, if you rush it, like basically with a bunch of 0, a bunch of nothing. So
Right.
it's not
Right.
very great.
Is it cool if I look into the Instagram for Curiosity
Yeah.
Crunch? I actually have it here because I think it's a
Yeah.
really good example of what has worked for you. And also, by the way, it's sick that you talk about everything kind of everywhere so people know what you're doing. It's really, really helpful as well. And so you clearly have found a format, right? These kind of this block of like 4 images. Here's
Yeah.
one, 655,000 views,
Yeah.
which is crazy, right? That's insane. And so this in itself, using our app Curiosity. So this is what works, right? This is what has brought you a bunch of
It
downloads.
does. It has, like, at the one point, I had this format, and I would post it twice a day on 2 pages. I have another page on Instagram. It's like Scroll
Hmm,
Less, Live More.
hmm.
They're both getting, like, at least once a week, one of them would hit 1 million views and, like, one of those
Wow.
videos. So every day, I would get, like, 5 to 1,000 downloads when things were obviously doing really well. I haven't sadly, I haven't even made these videos, like, as often and every day as I used to because
Yeah.
like, just because there's so much going on, it's something I definitely need to do more of, but there is
Right.
diminishing returns in this format in the sense that if you get 1 million views, you maybe get 1,000 downloads for this format just because it's not a direct call to action, but it also means that you can grow an account, you can get an audience, and you can really just get free downloads for a really low effort format. There is probably other things you could do, but this is just one of like a million formats. I don't want people to think they have
Right.
to do that format.
No, no,
They
no.
can
Yeah.
definitely experiment. But yeah, that's what worked for me. And if you find a format that works, like just use it over and over again. Like I posted it
Absolutely.
2 days, 5 days ago. I posted this format on my other page. It's on Instagram.
Mm.
Scroll less, live more. Like I was testing my SaaS. I was testing that the post was going through for my new system. And then I looked today and it's like 600K views. Like the video
Wow.
that I posted as a joke or not as a joke, but like just randomly. So it still works even if you're getting a few thousand views on a video, if it costs $0 to make.
Here's
Yeah,
this.
that's the
Here's the
one.
one you're mentioning.
Yeah, that one I posted 5 days ago for
Wow.
fun.
That's
I didn't
crazy, dude.
even know. So I saw a good bump in trial starts that day. I didn't know why, but now I do.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy how it's free too. It's insane. Like I didn't spend any ads. I've never spent
Right.
money on ads.
Right.
It's pretty crazy.
Amazing, dude. And so I also have your TikTok here. Why do you think
Mhm.
it just does? I mean, does it work as well on TikTok, or have you seen it
Not
also kind of
not
explode on
really.
TikTok?
Like this form, like a few videos have hit
Hmm.
like a few 100,000 views. I think one hit a million on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's free views and I post it all using Postbridge. Like I don't actually go on the apps. If
Right.
I open up my phone, it's like there's like plus 3,000 followers because I haven't opened it in that long.
Right.
So it's just free views at that point. But TikTok
Yeah.
does work probably better for other formats. So it's always worth just posting to both. Like it's not gonna hurt. It's free again, right? So that's the great part.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that's sick, man. It's also crazy that you kind of developed an app from all this trial and error of creating content, right?
Yeah.
Postbridge. And that's also already taking off as well. What's kind of your main method of marketing behind Postbridge? I know you're also doing super well on Twitter. You're posting a lot. Um, yeah.
Honestly, I am very lucky because Postbridge, I've only tweeted about it essentially. I've
Mm,
written like 4 blog posts for SEO. It's about as far as marketing I've done, and like it's just grown word of mouth. Just because it's solving a problem, it's helping
yeah.
people, and it gets results, which
Yeah.
I've not experienced before. But I can't really say that I'm like really good at marketing. I've just been tweeting about it, and it's
Mhm.
gotten this far, which blows my mind still.
Crazy. All right. Man. Yeah. Congrats. Have you ever tried something to grow your app that you thought was really going to help, but actually just ended up flopping? I don't know. Did you try and like run ads or something? Or I don't
Um,
know, anything different that you could share?
I've hired few influencers, only 2
Hmm.
actually. And the first one I did worked really well. Like they're just like they had a really good account with really strong followers, and I paid them like 500 bucks I think at the time, and that was when like nothing was working, and that helped me definitely like feel like I could provide value. Um, but then there's the other hand of that where I hired someone for double that price with like 8 times more followers, like over a million followers. They're like the leader in my niche for my app. And the post got like, it did nothing basically.
Really?
So, like paying for influencers, if you're going to go that route, I would always say find people less than like 10K followers,
Hmm.
reach out to them, ask them to make an account for your brand and run it for like 15 days a month, do a trial period even, and then pay them like on a retainer for monthly. And once you, and then help them find formats that work, you can definitely do influencers for way cheaper than like ad spend and way more effective because you could pay them per view. That's another approach I haven't taken as far because obviously I don't like spending money. I like just the organic route. It's really easy,
Hmm.
cost free, it's
Yeah.
fun. But that's definitely something people should think about. Like, if you're willing to spend some money, you could go through influencers and find them yourself in your niche with like 10K followers, and you won't have to pay like 10,000 bucks. You'll pay like 1,000 bucks a month or something and get
Yeah.
pretty good results.
How do you usually price the views on let's say an influencer goes in and creates a new channel? Like how do you, or I guess they tell you their price? Is that how it works, or is there a specific CPM or?
I think it's up to you, but
Hmm,
honestly, I think a good CPM is in general like $1 per 1,000 views, that's pretty fair. Um,
hmm,
Obviously, you could say, like, a fixed cost for the videos and no bonus for extra views, but if you give someone an incentive to get more views, it always helps.
right. Yeah, sick. Um, And where do you kind of see this whole space going? Because it's so interesting how AI programming are kind of now teaming up together. You have Lovable, Bolt.new, all these kind of one click, you can create apps like crazy. Are you scared of that? Like scared of the fact that building apps is now super accessible for everyone? Building these SaaS or is just super, and it's going to make it more competitive. Do you not care? Are you just kind of vibing, I guess?
Yeah, I I am kind of just vibing because I think as we talked about at the start, most of it is just marketing and distribution, like making
Hmm.
the apps. I myself use these tools. That's the reason I'm here. But
Yeah.
really, I think the only reason that like it worked out was because I managed to get in on a new angle. For all of the markets that I've tried serving, I've had like some way of marketing it where I can reach out and get customers and it doesn't cost me a bunch of money, which means that like I have a funnel to bring in customers. They're going to pay me money. I don't pay money, so obviously my profits are quite good, and I can kind of really hire more people to help me. I can get in that cycle more viciously.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm not scared of all the other tools. I think they're really good, and I love seeing people build stuff. And
Yep.
like competition to me just means validation. So like I built a social media scheduling tool. Clearly it was competitive, but what that also means is clearly there's a lot of people willing to pay money for it. So it works
Yeah.
both ways.
Yeah. Nice. Just a nice guy. I like it. I love it. So last kind of few questions here. Let's say that, and I think you answered this a little bit, but I do want kind of like a really direct kind of step by step here, if you can. If let's say I have an app with 0 downloads, no audience, what would you do in the next 7 days to get your first 1,000 users? Is that even feasible? You think?
7, it's feasible, but you're probably going to be let down. I
Hmm.
think because if you're brand new and you don't have an account on TikTok and Instagram, the first thing you need to do for your app is make an account and not post for the first 3 to 4 days. Like,
Hmm.
don't post. Please do not post on your brand new accounts. You're going to kill them. You're not, the algorithm is not going to like you. Make a new account on TikTok and Instagram. Go on it for 20 minutes a day for 4 days in your niche. Comment on posts that are in your niche, follow those accounts, like and watch the actual videos. So Instagram and a TikTok know you're actually a user and you're not a bot. Watch the
Hmm.
content, learn from the content that's done well, save it in this 3 to 4 days where you're not posting. Do not post. And then on day 5, look at your library of saved content, make something similar to the viral post in your niche, plug your app in it in some way, either in the comments, caption, or the end of the video with an App Store screenshot that looks pretty well, and just do that. Make a video every day for 30 days. That's what I do. I know you said 7, but it's probably going to take 30 for you to get the hang of things.
Yeah.
And if you don't do 30, if you're not even willing to do 30, then sorry, but like it's not going to work. You need to at
Give up.
least have
Get the fuck out. Yeah.
some type of like consistency there. And then after
Great.
that, think about scaling up. Like after you've
Hmm.
gotten 1,000 views a video, then scale up and make sure you're posting all these manually. I know I made Postbridge so it's automated, but for new accounts, don't use it in the first 2 weeks. Just wait 2 weeks or until your videos have like 1,000 views each, then connect to Postbridge and automate. But yeah, warm up your accounts, use your phone like a human, and then you can get 1,000 users for free. But it's gonna take more than 7 days
Yeah.
probably for most
Cool.
people.
Yeah, I respect it. And are you mostly just, is it just Instagram and TikTok? You're not posting stuff on Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, it's, I guess it's not your audience, right? But do you see a space for that for other apps?
Yeah, I think a lot of other apps could benefit, like certain apps like in business, like more business oriented apps
Hmm.
could use other platforms. But I do post, like I post my videos to every platform because I have accounts for my pages for every platform. Well, not all of them, like some of them I don't do it until like they actually see success on the first platforms. But for my apps, I usually post to YouTube, Twitter, Threads, also because it's one click of the button for me at this
Yeah,
point on Postbridge. But it's just free views, so I do it. But yeah, Instagram and TikTok are definitely the things I would focus on the most still
cool.
by far.
Cool, man. And what are your goals? Where do you want to be by the end of the year? What are you thinking?
I don't really have any goals. I just have fun every day.
Nice.
Gonna try to keep going, making things better. That's really it, honestly. It's just a lot of
Cool.
fun. building.
Move out of the basement. Yeah.
Yeah, move out of the basement. That's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. All right, man. Yeah, those are all the questions I had for you. It was short and sweet. Where can people find you?
On Twitter, Jack Friks, and that's basically that's it. That's it on Twitter.
Postbridge, Curiosity Quench, and then what are the other apps you're building now as well?
This month I've built an app called Doof. It's like a food diary app, just for fun, and I've been documenting every day of like me growing into 1,000 users, like
Yeah,
basically doing what we're talking about right now, just live. Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty much it right now.
Yeah, you're a great follow on X, dude. I appreciate all the content you're posting. It's helping me out a lot because I'm now getting into the mobile app space. So I really appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right. That's it.
Sweet.